They say his eyes were empty, but still, he saw everything. I grew up in a small village in Nigeria, where stories were more than just tales, they were warnings. But there was one story that wasn't just a warning. It was real. I know because I was there. There was this boy, Tand. He was poor, even by our village's standards. His father had died, and his mother couldn't do much work. So, Tan was always out in the fields, trying to find anything to eat. He was just a skinny kid, with big, sad eyes, but there was something else about him, something that made the elders whisper when he walked by. One evening, as the sun was setting, Tan went to the old baobab tree at the edge of the village. Everyone knew not to go there after dark. They said it was the home of spirits, and if you went too close, they would take something from you. But Tan was desperate. He hadn't eaten in 2 days, and he thought maybe he could find some fruit there, or at least some roots. That night, we heard the screams. I was with some friends when it happened. The scream didn't sound human, it was high-pitched, like it was tearing out of some's throat. We all froze, looking at each other, too scared to move. Then, we heard it again. Louder, closer. We ran towards the sound, towards the old baobab tree. When we got there, we saw Tan on the ground. His body was twisted in a way that didn't make sense, like someone had taken his bones and bent them wrong. His eyes were wide open, staring at something only he could see. But it was his mouth that was the worst. It was open, too wide, like he had been screaming so hard that it tore his mouth apart. There was no one else around, just Tan. But we all felt it, that cold, creeping feeling that something was watching us. We wanted to run, but we couldn't leave him like that. So, we picked him up and carried him back to the village. Tan didn't speak after that night. He didn't cry or scream. He just sat there, staring into nothing. And when you looked into his eyes, you felt like he was seeing something terrible, something that no one else could see. He died a week later, just like that. No one knew why, but the elders said the spirits took him because he had seen too much. Now, whenever I walk by the old baobab tree, I can't help but feel like something is watching me. I never go there after dark, and I never talk about that night. But sometimes, late at night, I hear a scream. And I wonder if it's Tan, trying to warn us, or if it's something else, something worse, waiting for the next poor boy to come too close.